What do you guys think about God? Like the Judeo-Christian God? Any thoughts?
He's Judeo-Christian.
I don't know. It just
Well, I think-
like near-death experiences really just make you believe in him. You know what I mean?
Make you believe in him? You think so?
Or like it helps. Yeah. Like seeing that coincidence is removed from the equation. Like, you know what I mean?
I get what you mean
No,
about
I
like
think-
maybe it makes you think about like what's in the afterlife, like gets you thinking about it.
I don't think it's coincidence. I think people just believe it. And their parents believed it.
That's
That's most of it.
That also is true though.
that's
Like,
might have
you're-
some sort of effect on it for people believing in it.
I mean, there's probably like some statistics. Like,
Oh gosh.
think about every Muslim. They grew up Muslim. They grew up in those countries.
Not every Muslim.
Yeah, but most.
Most,
Like 99.
I'd agree with you
Almost
most,
like
yeah.
99%.
But like, how do you explain
it.
like Christianity thriving in like first century Mesopotamia? You know, when it's like under such scrutiny and
Because they didn't have
um,
any other way to explain why things were happening.
no, they had a lot of different ways. There's a god for every different thing. There's a whole pantheon in Rome, bro. If you decided you were going to be a Christian in those days, you'd literally get like burned at the cross, bro. Burned at the
Dude.
stake or hung on the cross. Why do you think that is, that Christianity thrived in that harsh environment? All right, Kaiser says, do you believe in the origin of life as written in the Bible? Yes. I believe in intelligent design. And honestly, I think it's I think just using science, you can get to the conclusion of intelligent design. I don't think using science you can get to the conclusion that the Yahweh is the true God. That's going to be spiritual, religious stuff. But science can definitely lead you very easily and plainly to intelligent design. I mean, all you have to do is examine DNA. Yeah, so I believe that the Earth is younger than 10,000 years old. And I think the evidence is there. The majority of the fossil record, I believe, was created during the worldwide flood of Noah's day. Because when water covers the entire Earth and kills everything, it leaves behind a bunch of dead, buried animals that leave behind almost perfectly formed skeletons, you know? So I believe that's why when you dig in the ground, you come across
Do you
entire
think if you
skeletons.
grew up in a Muslim household, you'd be Muslim?
No, I do not, because I do believe in the doctrine of God's sovereignty. So I believe
No, but like, you'd be a different person. Everything would be different.
things would be different, but by God's grace, he would still get to me, you know? And by the way, there's many people who grew up in Muslim households, in atheist households, in Buddhist households who are professing Christians and live their life for Christ, you know?
Yeah, but that's like a small percentage.
You're talking about the
If
visible
there's a
church.
value out
Yeah,
there.
you're talking about the visible church. So I believe there are many, in fact, probably the
yes.
majority of the visible church is not actually saved. And, you know, Jesus talks about those people who have a false sense of security in their salvation in Matthew chapter 7 near the end, when he talks about there will be many people who come up to me in heaven on the day of judgment, and they're going to be like, Lord, Lord, didn't I do all these mighty works in your name? And then Jesus will look at them and be like, depart from me, I never knew you. So you believe that life was created in 7 days? No, I do not believe that life was created in 7 days. I believe that all of heaven and earth and all the inhabitants of it was created in 6 days. Which is kind of weird, because why would God choose to take 6 days to make all of creation? He could have just done it all in one single moment,
Snap,
you know?
basically. Yeah.
Exactly, Thanos style, right?
Wait,
Wow.
how could God be a thing, but then like tons of followers of God dying for like no cause?
Well, it's pretty simple. We just live in a fallen world, dude. We live in a fallen creation. It actually talks about in Genesis 3 why we live in a world of death and suffering. But there's also a promise of, you know, a seed from Eve that would crush the head of the serpent.
Wait, how could God be all powerful and all knowing at the same time?
Is that a problem for
Do
you?
a single pull-up.
All
Fat
knowing
cell.
and all powerful? At the same
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
That kind of tracks with me. Where's the contradiction there for you?
Well, isn't he all good, all powerful, and all knowing?
Yeah.
He's not all good, is he?
He's omnibenevolent. Yeah, it would be a heresy to say that the Yahweh is not omnibenevolent. Now, that being said, the apparent, you know, the paradox, which is strange, is how did evil get into the universe with an omnibenevolent God? That's the real question. It perfectly makes sense to say an omnipotent, which means all powerful, God would be omniscient, which means all knowing. That tracks. Now, what's weird for our 15-pound brains, or sorry, our 3-pound brains to comprehend is that how can this God be omnibenevolent when there's like cancer and stuff in the world? The best way I've been able to like get around it, which, you know, I'll never truly know until I'm like in the presence of God and I can ask him for myself. But I think it's the same sort of thing of if there's light, there has to be such a thing as darkness, you know? So if there's good, if there's no evil, there couldn't be good. So I think that's why God made it that way. Now I have a pull up to do from Mr. Beetle, so I'm gonna do that real quick.
I feel like since he's all knowing and all good, how
Wait
can
for him
he
to do the poll.
make
Wait for him to do the
creations
poll.
that yeah.
He's struggling.
Oh, I was talking to you though.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, I'm not Tenoshi. You know what I mean?
He knows a lot about it. It's crazy.
Now, you want to know something strange to me about the theory of evolution as an origin of life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
You have to believe either three things. Either matter, time, space, and matter are eternal, or they came into existence from a creator, or, well, I guess those are the two options. Yeah. I'm curious what do you guys believe in macroevolution, like you and apes have a common ancestor?
100%.
I do believe that, yeah.
Yeah, so like, do you believe that you and a butterfly have a common ancestor somewhere down the line?
Eventually,
Well, yes.
super far down the line.
Yeah, so even farther up the line, you share a common ancestor with like the chips in
Bacteria.
your computer.
Yeah, but that's not.
Chips and computer? Wait, what do you mean?
That's not a real
Like,
thing.
or let's take like a rock outside, or like a banana.
But
Like
those aren't
eventually,
alive.
banana. Okay, let's
that's
take a
not
banana. Let's take a banana.
Okay, banana. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
banana.
eventually-
We actually do share DNA with the banana, or something does.
No, we both have
We share-
water
we
in
share
ourselves.
DNA with
That's what it is.
mushrooms.
So follow me here. So just because my Ford truck has 4 wheels on it, and my little nephew's toy car has 4 wheels on it, because they share that common blueprint, does that mean they have like a common ancestor with each other?
Yeah, the cart that used to be tailed to the back of horses. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm talking about the design. That's exactly what I'm
That's a weird
talking about.
analogy.
Apes have like 2 eyes and a nose, and we have 2 eyes and a nose. I don't think that's evidence that
No, that's
we
not.
share a common
Tenoshi,
ancestor.
That's
That's
not
not
the
what we
DNA,
meant.
bro. That's not the
I don't
DNA, dude.
know. I feel like a lot of things have 2 eyes and a nose.
That's there's actual like DNA.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well,
That's like being related to flamingos because we have 2 legs. Like, that's not what we meant.
Okay.
Like,
no, there's actual studies though, right? Like it's not.
Yes,
yeah,
I know.
there's
I know.
actually,
There's.
like,
I know. There's
amount
actual studies.
and everything.
Okay. Okay. How about this one?
Mhm.
If you had
Oh, my buggy's gone.
computer-
Great. Nice. I'm fucking alone, and I'm getting
and
attacked. Sorry,
you
I
had a
think,
randomizer, could you type in random letters in a certain way to get a functional script?
Eventually, yeah.
Dude,
you could.
I'm distracted. Right? I'm getting attacked by.
Eventually is
Like a letter
correct.
number,
Eventually
number?
is correct. Yeah. Do you
Super,
know
super
how?
rare.
Yes. Super rare.
Are you
So
talking about,
rare.
like the monkey writing keyboards thing, whatever it was?
No, it's not monkeys writing on keyboards, because that'd make it way easier than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like a legitimate like randomizer. Do you know how much like info is packed into one single strand of DNA?
Yes, a lot.
A lot of info.
Yes.
So much that if you were to print it out on like pages, it would stack up extremely high, like way higher than you'd ever think.
Sure,
So.
yeah.
So, from a macro evolutionist perspective, like people who think that evolution is is where we get the origin of life, it's like getting a royal flush in poker like 50 times in a row. It's like statistically impossible.
No, but the universe is infinitely expanding. It's gonna happen somewhere.
What is a infinitely expanding universe have to do with
So like when a big bang happens, like, so when our universe is younger, a lot more. It was a
Confession.
lot
I
denser.
asked
So like
my
a lot more
microwave
stuff
if it
was.
believes in God.
So it's a lot more likely to happen.
Got it. Do you,
Like
do you
may
have,
say, like, for example, your analogy of like the computer, like randomizing and eventually getting it. If it's a lot smaller and a lot more compact, it's gonna be randomizing a lot faster. Like, you know, it may need to randomize this many times, but it's randomizing so fast. You know what I mean?
right? So you believe design came from an explosion from chaos? Have you ever seen order and design come from chaos? Like, have you ever absorbed that in your life?
Oh, for sure, all around us.
And where's that? Because you know, like every single species on Earth, we've seen like dogs go from like, you know, the wolf to like something as big as a Great Dane and as small as a freaking Chihuahua.
Oh, so you agree with evolution then?
Yeah, evolution is an absolute fact. I mean, we observe it all around us.
Oh, I'm not messing with that guy.
We could kill this guy. We could kill this guy, bro.
We can. I don't have a gas.
But dude,
mask on.
evolution is an absolute fact we observe all the time.
Yeah,
We
but
see
they don't-
animals change within species all the time, bro.
Well, how
And
did I
create
all the
new
way over
species.
here?
The trick that people pull is that they group all the different definitions of evolution together. They try to group, you know, chemical evolution, macroevolution, even like celestial freaking and atomic, like chemical evolution, all grouped into one thing. When the only thing that has actual evidence and is observable is microevolution, which is when things change inside of animal groups. And also the whole like species grouping and stuff has also made it really confusing to talk about, because of course there's like lots of different species of moths and stuff, but they're all moths, you know? You never breed two dogs together and then get something that's like not a dog, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And also, we have an entire fossil record that supports the idea that these groups of animals cannot change from the group of animals that they're a part of.
You see that someone's threat? The timer's going down, dude.
The timer's
Bruh.
going down. What do you think about like the fact that we've never gotten like one of those in-between creatures, you know? Is it just because
What do you mean,
it's,
like, when
we're on
There are
too
in-between
small of a time?
creatures.
Yeah,
You see,
and
like,
what are those?
Horses and horses and donkeys, they make mules and stuff.
Right, but like a mule can't reproduce. It's like a mutation.
Yes,
It's like
yes.
it's like you understand. So like most mutations, when something wrong, see, like if a fish had a leg sticking out of it, growing out of it, even if it was subtle, that would get bred out of the gene pool because it's a disadvantage in the water. So it'd be really hard to survive, let alone
No, I think
find a
you're-
mate
okay, so
to
I
follow
think
on
you're
the
mostly referring
mutation.
to. You're mostly thinking about like humans. Like, how come we're so similar to like these monkeys who share 99% DNA? How come we can't? There's not a single other thing besides humans that we can't breed with, right?
Well, it's not just that, but continue.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, humans have been around for so long that
Yeah.
they've separated themselves like from other creatures.
Okay, scientifically
Really-
speaking, how far back can we trace our humanity? And we're talking about historical science at this point, because there's no way to,
I could just
you
look
know,
it up.
science. Well, if you look it up, you're gonna get, you know, hundreds of thousands of years, which there's no
Yeah.
proof. I mean, you have to use stuff like carbon dating, radiometric, like potassium argon dating. You have to use that stuff, which is incredibly unreliable. There's no way to scientifically prove it works, and it's been proven time and time again to be wildly inaccurate. I mean, you could take the same test, get it tested at 3 different labs, and get wildly different answers. In fact, there was one time where they I forgot if it was a whale or a fish or something, where they tested the fish, and then the food inside of the fish's mouth was like hundreds of thousands of years off from where the fish got dated.
Wait, do we have
It's
no
crazy.
volunteer parts, bro?
So I'm
Hey, wait,
curious. I mean, I'm curious what you guys think, scientifically speaking. You know, and
Okay,
scientific
well,
means you can
you know-
test it again and again in a lab and get, you know, you can
I think
expect
science
the
has been
results.
around. Science is a very new thing, right?
True, bro.
It's
Only
only
like
within
300
200
years
years,
old.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Or
feel like in
400.
100 years we'll have the
yeah, exactly.
to prove.
Especially with AI,
Yeah.
you know.
Bro, but isn't it kind of
That's
crazy
right, yeah.
how macro evolution, chemical evolution, all of those things, there is literally zero evidence regarding it. Like, I mean, macroevolutionists literally believe that hydrogen evolved into, like, carbon evolved into all these different things, got oxygen, got like all these different elements on the periodic table from
honestly,
from like an explosion,
I don't think
bro.
that it's that wild that that life came to be without
Design, without intelligent design.
Yes.
Yo, let's sleep. Let's
Because
sleep.
it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be anything like a
enemies
Chaos
incoming.
sleep with enemies coming. Oh, dude, what's going on?
We're about to get cooked. All right, continue.
It doesn't have to be.
Oh,
like
wait! I gotta do a pull up. I gotta do a pull up real quick.
organism.
I'll be right back, bro.
Dude, what?
Oh no.
Oh, dude, Tadashi, get back, bro.
I'm here, bro,
Tadashi,
I'm here.
get back. Dude, get back, dude. We're getting attacked.
Okay. Where's it coming from?
Oh, dude, the fucking
Bro, we need
Al Qaeda's, dude.
We need
The Al
torches.
Qaeda's
We need
out.
torches.
Dude, they're blowing up the world. They're blowing up our house. They're blowing
What?
up our house.
Where? Oh yeah, this is not bad. What the hell?
Yeah, 'cause
Okay,
there's
we haven't
3
seen it
people.
do that yet.
We were doing that this whole time. It wasn't even like really hitting me.
Oh wait, no, this is they're cooked. They're cooked.
Easy.
Guys.
Let's sleep. Guys, sleep. Please sleep.
What were you talking about on the creation stuff?
It doesn't need like complexity can come from natural products too, like snowflakes, crystals.
I think all that I attribute all that to God's
galaxies,
design.
Milky Ways.
Dude,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this?
Oh, you know
I'm
what's
stuck-
crazy? You know
I'm
what's
stuck in
crazy,
a-
bro? Do you know about like
Oh,
when
you
you
said that,
spin something? So like they say the Big Bang was like it was spinning really fast and it exploded, you know? Like, did you know that like all the planets in our solar system have some crazy moons spinning backwards, and there's like tons of different galaxies spinning like the wrong way, basically?
It'd be just like collisions from different, anything happens, you know?
You think like an asteroid hit one of the moons and spun it like the wrong way, basically?
I mean, yeah, it could be like something bigger than it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yo, guys, level 2 hammer. Let's go.
Yeah, but
Okay, guys, we need
so
to
is
break
there
all
any,
the
like-
golden stuff. The golden molars. We gotta break them now.
wait, so
You
like
have to go all the way back.
I know this is weird to say, but I feel like it's because you guys grew up like learning about evolution and stuff that you guys believe this stuff. I honestly don't think. Have you guys thought about it much, like personally, about why you believe
Sure.
in evolution?
Everyone
yes,
knows where they
yeah.
come from, I mean.
Like, do you guys see any like evidence in the real world about it, or is it just the stuff you've read in the books?
I mean, there is evidence, you know.
There's evidence everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything's littered with evidence.
Could you give me some evidence?
Well, here's the thing,
Alright,
right?
for example, fishes have gills. We don't have gills.
No, but we
Evolution.
do agree, right? When we're coming in this conversation, like, there's nothing we could say that could change your mind. Like, that's
No, you could definitely change my
Perfect.
mind with some evidence. Dude, I love evidence, bro. If you just gave me some evidence for evolution, bro. Dude, I'm curious in the
Okay.
truth, bro. I want to know about the truth. I don't want to live a lie, bro.
Okay. So I will tell you then, if there was evidence, like we had AI and all that stuff, and there was actual evidence that evolution was real, let's say in like 10 years.
Because of the AI?
Yeah, but let's just say AI helps us advance technology. to the
Okay,
point
yeah.
where- yes. So what would happen then? Like what?
I'm confused what you're
how would that
saying.
change?
Alright, for example, we make an AI that can code an AI. It's gonna build an AI better than itself.
Uh-huh.
That AI is gonna do the same thing. Like if an AI can make another AI, it'll make it better than itself. You know what I mean?
Well, actually,
Why am I moaning, bro?
I guess so, but then there's AI incest. You know what AI incest is? Like the
Oh, that's funny.
Sounds weird. I did not know what that is though.
the AI incest is called the something collapse, the model collapse. That's what it's called. It's when AI produces so much stuff and then works off of the stuff it's created that it copies the mistakes. It's the same thing that happens when you
Yeah,
have sex with your
it's just-
cousin. It copies the
Okay.
the
Right.
mistakes. Well, it's literally. It's like
I get
it copies
now,
the
I know what you mean.
mistakes.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm so laggy.
Wait, so you guys have yet to
I've
wait? So
never
give me
happened.
one piece of evidence.
This is not evidence. I'm asking you like theoretically, right?
Wait, but I want like scientific evidence. I mean,
No, that's fine.
Of like evolution being a thing.
yeah, of like macroevolution, not
Let me say this
microevolution.
first, though, right? If there was actual proof 100%
Yeah.
proof that evolution was real, like, would that change your mind?
It would make me really question like God's goodness, because if God used a bunch of death and suffering, you understand like death is the god of evolution, because every time you die, you kill off the weak
Talking
and
about
help the strong. You know.
But do you know the concept?
I mean, that's
of
why
evolution,
Hitler
though, right?
killed all those Jews. You know. Specifically because of evolution.
But you know the concept of evolution, right?
The concept.
The stronger
inform
ones
me.
survive.
Yeah, that's microevolution. That's 100% fact.
Yeah, but that's over a long time.
Okay, over a long period of time, what happens when two
Well, you see
horses
how-
breed with each
You
other?
see how it's evolved to adapt to its environment or survive or outlive
Right.
other species.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fact. You're spinning facts right now.
So, I mean, what does that show you? Like every single animal, you can see like how they have evolved a certain way.
Yep,
know.
each in their own, according to their own
share
kind.
98 to 99% of DNA with chimpanzees. How do you not believe in evolution, dude?
That's a common
I don't know.
blueprint for life. Yeah, we both
And-
have ears, we both have noses, we both have eyes.
It's not that, you know, it's not just.
Bro, it's a common blueprint, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that.
blueprint.
They all came from. Dude,
All right, so if God is all-knowing, why does he need blueprints?
Sorry, you cut out there. What'd you say?
If God is all-knowing, why does he need blueprints?
What? What? Bro, I was using figurative language, bro.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you're like saying like actual
You think I was literally saying like God like took out a
like a piece of paper or something. I don't know.
no. You understand what I'm saying, right? He used similar design for all of his. Are you asking why he used like if God's like all powerful, why do you choose to give everyone eyes and stuff like that? Like, is that what you're saying?
But no shit. You understand evolution on a smaller scale, right?
Yeah, that's if you're talking about microevolution, that is literally an
Yeah.
observable fact. But we
yeah.
have
Bro,
we
if
have yet to see
microevolution's
a
a
single
macroevolution
animal
thing.
create something other than
But
you know
how
its
far
own kind.
How far could you go back? You know, it's just like you can see on a small scale. So then you can see on a slightly larger scale, and then you can see on another slightly larger
Right.
scale. You can keep going.
Yeah.
That's
Dude, what
macroevolution.
you're saying is, oh, I can see this plant. growing a
That's
little bit every
completely
day.
theoretical,
I
though.
can see a
Like,
plant
it's-
grow a lot.
Wait,
That's
wait,
literally what you're saying.
wait. I didn't hear that, and I want to hear that. But one second, anonymous. That's completely theoretical, and I would even go as far to say religious. I mean, that's completely theoretical, and there's absolutely no real evidence for saying that if you extend it out far enough backwards, you get different species. There's literally not a single piece of evidence supporting that. It's sort of like climate change. We actually found out recently that we're in a global cooling period, because originally with the meteorology, whatever the weather stuff is, we originally thought we were warming up the Earth, but we're actually in a cooling period, and the Earth has lots of different temperature changes throughout history. But that's basically all I wanted to say about that. But I'd love to hear a single piece of evidence for macro or chemical evolution. I mean, even the laws that govern the universe, you know, why are there laws that govern the universe? Why is there gravity? And why is there, you know, physics? Why are these, like, why does
But they've studied
mathematics
why
work,
that
bro?
happens, right?
Yet they have it, and it clearly points to an intelligent designer who created the
No.
laws.
The reason why mathematics work is because they simply have to. If gravity was too strong, we wouldn't be here, and if too fucking weak, we wouldn't be here. So like the only way we're having this conversation.
Well, you're talking about the actual parameters of the Goldilocks state, which is another strong point
Listen,
of
man. The thing is,
creationism.
okay, like I could see stuff from your view, right? Because think about it, right? You know, there's a thing where like we're the one sperm out of a million that survived. It is a miracle. It is
Yeah.
so astronomically low. It's literally you can't calculate how low of a chance it is that we're here.
Yeah.
Because then your parents have to meet, their parents have to meet, their parent. You know.
Well, no, it's not even that, though. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the laws that govern the universe.
You know, but when
Like,
people
you-
think
My
like
grandma
that,
got laid.
then obviously you're gonna be like, oh, you know, it's just, of course it's a miracle. Of course I'm here. So of course someone put me here for
Yeah.
a reason. That's why. So a lot of religious people think they're there for a reason, you know. And
Yeah.
I would look at you, Tenoshi. Look at your life story, right? I would understand why you think you would put for your reason. And like
Okay,
me,
here because your
I'm
dad
looking
got
at you,
laid.
dude.
Like, think about that.
No. Okay, think about
So
this.
why
Think
look at
about
you?
this.
I'm like, dude, you are.
do you know about
crazy
Isaac Newton?
person?
Do you know about
Yes.
So he's the guy who created calculus.
Who's that?
He's the guy who created
No, I'm just
calculus.
kidding.
He's called the
I know, I was just
grandfather of
kidding, I was
science. And
You created, but you discovered
and
it.
he specifically sought out the laws that govern the universe because he expected a lawgiver. If the universe didn't have a creator, why would there be laws that govern the universe? I mean, how would those have been created? Why can we discover them mathematically? I would say there's more evidence for a simulation than, for all of this to be a simulation, which just pushes back the answer of where everything comes from, which eventually results in intelligent, omni-powerful God.
Wait, let's get some golden milk molars, all right?
Wait.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you know that human embryos, when they're in the early stages of development, they can still have like how like they're slightly similar to dolphins, and how they like in human embryos they should still have like gills and tails or something like that. I forget, dude, but like
bro, but that makes no
human
sense,
embryos
bro.
have tails and gills, and then in early stages, like human embryos, like when you're still in the stomach, they have
Yeah.
gills and fucking tails.
That was something from the 90s, bro. You gotta look it up again right now. Like that was something that evolutionists were pushing in the 90s, but bro, that's been like disproven a long time ago.
To human embryo, shit.
Yeah, no, they don't. I mean, think about it for 2 seconds. Even if there was some guy on Reddit that said you had gills in your mother's womb, would you believe that? Like, actually put in your own thought processes. Like, do you think if you go far enough back in your ancestry, like your grandparents and their grandparents, like, do you think you eventually get to something where the fish is your cousin?
Yeah.
Do you have any evidence supporting that?
No, do you think?
I mean, it's religious. Your belief is definitely religious.
Do you think we just popped up as humans out of nowhere?
Yes. Well, not out of nowhere, out of the breath of God, but I mean, you understand the argument here is you believe God is, like, your God is nothing, right? Everything came from nothing. Because do you believe matter is eternal? Or do you think matter was created at some point?
Hold on, I'm getting attacked by a butterfly. It's hard to do both at a time, like the conversation and the butterfly.
Do you think any animals have evolved in our lifetime?
Yes.
Where they can't
yes.
reproduce?
We're
Wait,
evolving all
let
the
me-
time.
No, do you think any animals in our lifetime have evolved to the point where they can't reproduce with their ancestors anymore?
Well, of course not their ancestors.
No, like, let's say in our
Are you talking about their
lifetimes,
cousins?
We've seen animals
Yeah.
that have evolved into a new species and they can't
Right.
reproduce with the original one anymore.
Correct. And it's actually different species most can breed with each other, but
Yes,
you're talking
yes.
about completely different kinds of animals. Like, for example,
Yeah.
I'd say, well, even a zebra and a horse can breed, but how about, let's say, like a gazelle and a horse?
A gazelle.
Yeah, a gazelle and a horse, I don't believe can breed. I would use something with a much shorter lifetime for your argument, something like a fly. There's different
yes.
types of flies because they live so short. They can create entirely new kinds of flies in a very short time. There's actually a type of cicada in Hawaii where there's one mutation that was actually beneficial. And I think this is one of the evolutionists' best arguments, is something like the cicada who evolved to not be able to click their wings, which was originally, like, you'd think, oh, that's bad because they won't be able to, like, breed with each other. They won't be able to find mates. But it actually helped them survive on Hawaii because the predators couldn't find where they were.
Do you think there's Christians that believe in evolution?
Yes. Are you talking about macroevolution?
Macroevolution, yes.
Yeah, oh, there's plenty. Dude, Hugh Ross is so frustrating, bro. He thinks God used millions of years of death and suffering to create the world we have today, which is so wrong. I mean, think about it. A God who uses macroevolution to accomplish his purposes of creation, years of death and suffering and cancer and all that, that is a God who is wasteful, like retarded and evil. That is an evil God, bro. Kaiser says, what about organs like the ear muscles and the tailbone? Bro, Kaiser, I think all those... Oh, you're saying they're in both humans and apes? I think that's just common designer, bro. Yeah, I think God really likes to use eyeballs and ears and noses.
Hey, Tenoshi, I think if you were born into a Muslim family, you'd be the most passionate Muslim.
That's a good theory, bro. Do you have any evidence
feel
to
like
support that?
If you were born into being like a Muslim family, we'd be having the same conversation, except for you'd be like dying hard on being Muslim instead of dying hard on being Christian.
Bro, so what you're doing right now is called
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
The origin fallacy. So the
Nice.
fallacy of
Yep.
attacking the origin of a belief. So it actually holds absolutely no ground where I get my beliefs from. The actual content of like the argument is what you should be like fighting against.
Oh no, that's
you know?
not an argument. That's just a statement.
That's just a
that I
statement.
believe.
Got it. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't change any fact.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good point to make.
It's actually by definition a fallacy is not a good point
What
to
the
make.
fuck? Sorry, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, okay.
It's absolutely not a fact that I'm Christian because I grew up in a Christian household. I mean, think about in China where Christianity is right now thriving more than any other country in the world. Those people did not have Christian parents, bro.
No, I just
Wait,
believe you're
did
hella
you have
passionate
parents,
about.
though?
You're born to be a hella passionate person. Here's the thing: if you're Christian, you got to be like I don't like when people like you said, like like think about it this way, right?
Yeah.
The average, what's the average age people lose their virginity in America? It's like 18, 17, and most people are Christian, right? Like what percent of Christians actually wait until marriage?
What does that have to do with it? Just like the hypocrisy of Christians?
Yeah, the hypocrisy. Yes.
Yeah, dude, I think
That's
you
why-
would love
that's why-
Jesus Christ teachings because guess who the number one group of people, the number one group that Jesus attacked and held all of his most scrutinizing like words for, his words of scrutiny.
Muslims.
Nah, bro, it was the Pharisees. Jesus,
Oh, yeah?
above
Uh-huh.
everybody else, the number one group he attacked were the hypocrites who practiced and taught these religious things.
If you're religious, you can't be like, not homophobic.
I'm not scared of gay people.
No, not. But like,
You're talking about
Yeah.
like hating gays,
Just hate
basically.
them, that's different.
not hating. It's just like
I'm
you
kidding.
can't be religious and be like, hey, you know what? You can be gay.
No, many people actually. There's several Christian churches who unfortunately affirm homosexuality and transgender and
Yeah,
all that stuff.
Yeah, the priests are gay.
And the priests. Oh man, the Catholic Church is a whole nother thing with their molestation and stuff.
So for me, it's annoying. It's like people preach this shit. They want all the good stuff, but
Yeah,
they're
no,
not gonna
you
make
would
any
love
effort.
Jesus, bro. Read the Gospel of Luke, bro. Read the
Nah.
Gospel of Luke. I'm telling you, you would love this Jesus guy.
Well, that's
He-
probably why I wouldn't be a good Christian. So I wouldn't.
Well, dude, that's your
So I'm
own
not gonna
that's
go
your
around
own guilt
parading.
and shame holding you back. It's about the gospel. The gospel changes your heart from the inside out. And I think Christianity has proven itself. If you just think about the origin of Christianity, where they were in a place where the last thing you want to do if you're looking for own personal gain is be a Christian, that's where it thrived under all the persecution of the Roman Empire. And Christianity literally took over the Roman Empire. I mean, think about this. These were the weakest, poorest, the people taking care of the widows and orphans. These are the people who overthrew the Roman Empire. Like, how did that happen? How do you think that happened? It's because of the gospel, bro, and the Holy Spirit changing people from the inside out. All right, so Kaiser asks, what if you live in a tribe far away from urban cities and don't believe in God? I believe in omnibenevolent God who's a perfect judge, so I believe not a single soul will be in hell who doesn't deserve to be there. I also believe in total depravity of man, which means every single person deserves to be in hell. And if we all got our just punishment, we would all get eternal damnation in hell. And
Tenoshi, you make
I
it-
don't believe
oh, yeah.
a single person can earn their way into heaven, and it's only by the righteousness of Christ imputed onto you by faith that he died for your sins and was resurrected. That's the only way you could ever get into heaven, is if you're clothed in the righteousness of Christ.
Okay, you know what? I'm just curious. I want you to Google, or not Google. You ask ChatGPT if there's any evidence for macro evolution. I'm generally curious, like what it would say.
I'd rather you do it, bro.
Wait, Tenoshi.
No, I want you to do it because you love AI.
Tenoshi,
What's up?
if you're asking for like solid evidence that all this stuff exists, do you have any solid evidence that God exists?
Nope. Well, I mean, I have some evidence, but it doesn't matter because I'm completely
That's faith.
intellectually honest with you that it's a religion. See, the difference between my religion and your religion is that you will never admit to me that macroevolution as an origin is a religion. Your religion has absolutely no evidence for it, and it's taught using public tax dollars and things like that in the schools. But my religion is frowned upon to be taught in schools, bro. What do you think about that?
Do you think it is okay? So what is a religion then?
A religion
the
is,
like,
some sort
how
of
something is
faith,
created?
No, not about something created. It's about some sort of faith system. It's a system of faith and belief.
Faith. We use evidence.
And
different.
give me
I
one
think-
evidence. Give me one. I'm waiting here, bro.
No shit. I think
Evidence.
I mean, it's-
1 + 1
yeah.
= 2.
That is a
religion is-
great evidence for a creator, actually, intelligent design. If the world
1
was
+ 1
created by an
= 2.
intelligent designer, you would expect logic and like simple things like that to be true, and you'd be able to trust your own mind. Actually, one of the things that kick-started science is the idea that we can trust our own mind to be logical because we were created in the image of an intelligent designer. Kaiser Ethan said, but say a person has no knowledge of the fact that one can be saved by conviction of faith and since nobody's perfect, how is he supposed to be saved? Apparently, so in Romans, the Apostle Paul takes this head on, and he actually talks about how God has revealed himself in nature and in creation, and that nobody is without excuse that there is a creator. And if you put everybody, I mean, it's pretty simple just from anthropology to find this out. Every single culture has their own religious system. Like everybody's striving to find the answer. This whole atheism thing is very, very recent. I mean, there's a couple like Gnostics, or not Gnostics. What do you call the ones who don't care about anything? I think it starts with an N, but
agnostic.
No, not agnostic. I'm talking about the thing that starts with an N.
Nihilism.
Yeah. There's some nihilists back in like the early Greco-Roman period.
That's disgusting, bro.
But for the most part, every single culture has their own, religion. Yeah, I understand what Kaiser's trying to say.
He's saying like someone who's never ever even heard of God sees eternal damnation because he simply hasn't heard of them and he's a sinner like everybody else.
Right, yeah. I would just say, I believe in an omnibenevolent God who is perfectly just, and there will not be a single person in hell who doesn't deserve to be there and doesn't actually want to be there, actually. Because, heaven is the presence of a holy God, and if you're not holy, you would not be comfortable there. It'd actually be pretty painful. But Kaiser Ethan says, how is he supposed to be saved? He's supposed to be saved by missionaries landing on his island of cannibals and going out and being a missionary to him, bro. That's why we're supposed to support the missionaries, bro. To spread the gospel. Actually, at the end of Matthew, that's when Jesus gives the Great Commission, where we're told to go out and make disciples of all nations.
But so how is everybody before Christianity came to Earth?
Yeah.
How were they supposed to be saved then?
Actually, very interesting question. So, in the book of Hebrews, it talks about how the patriarchs had faith, like Abraham had faith in God, and that was counted to him as righteousness, and he was still saved by Jesus Christ because he had that faith looking forward to Christ. On this side of the cross, we look back at the cross, and we have faith that he accomplished it, paying for our sins on the cross. And people before Jesus simply had a relationship with God and put their trust in a savior. That's how Adam was saved. That's how Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac were saved.
Oh my!
That's how Ruth was saved. That's how King David, King Solomon. That's how all those people were saved. There's actually the oldest book in the entire library of the Bible is the book of Job, which is a guy who is not even Jewish. He's not even a Hebrew. And he has a personal relationship with God because he sought him out, Everybody is supposed to seek out God, Have you ever felt that longing to seek out the creator, the purpose of why you're here on earth?
Tenoshi, are you ever thankful that
No.
you were born into this?
Are you talking about, am I thankful that my parents raised me in a Christian home?
Yes.
Oh, 100%, yeah. 100%. Because it means I get a longer life.
Is that kind of unfair, though? Is that kind of unfair?
I would say it's unfair in the same way that, it's unfair that we're born in America when other people have to be born in, I don't know, China.
Yeah, but this is eternal damnation, that we're talking about.
Are you saying, people are, on uneven ground?
No, you think that, all these Muslims, right, they're going to hell, right?
Well, God doesn't judge people based on what they identify as. God judges people based on their heart.
So if they were a good person and they're Muslim, then they'll go to heaven?
If they did not put their trust in God for a substitute for their sins, they're going to hell.
But they're not going to do that
Right.
because they're Muslim. And they're going to hell.
Okay.
And that's just not just Buddhism. There's all these
Yeah.
isms, you know?
You seem to think it's unfair that people go to hell. Is that true?
No, I think that, like, I don't know, it's kind of like we look at Christians like all their friends,
What's up,
you know, and
Skibbity?
you have brothers too that you don't think are putting their all into faith anymore.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like you're kind of just letting these people around you that you love.
Does that change truth?
That's not what I'm saying right now.
Got it. Are you saying that it's unfair that people go to hell?
Well, I mean that's not what I believe, but I'm saying in your world, right?
Yeah.
People that don't like people literally are born. They're born to this. They can't change. They're pressured by their parents. And then it's when you're a kid, you're very imprintable, right? That's
Yeah,
where you,
very impressionable. Yeah.
yeah, that's where you believe stuff as a kid. Like, literally, kids believe in sand, bro. It's like the most stupid shit, but like we all did.
Yeah,
as a kid,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Once you're a kid, once you learn something, like it's very hard to like change your mind on some stuff.
Yeah.
But
Anonymous.
you're like after a certain point, you're on your own. You got to be able to find him
well,
yourself.
yeah, it's really not about that, because I mean, once again, I'm going to use China as my example. China persecutes Christianity and Christians.
Yes.
They're having Bible studies in their basement. Why are
They
grown
persecute
adults?
loving,
Wait,
you
tell me
know?
why grown adults are like coming to faith in Christ. And while you're at it, like, how did Christianity possibly thrive in the most like terrible possible ecosystem for it to thrive in, which is, you know, ancient Greco-Roman Mesopotamia under the Roman Empire?
There is a lot of history with Christianity.
Yeah.
Hi,
That's very
world.
enticing.
You understand
world.
they didn't go to
Hi,
battle.
world.
You understand that
world.
like
Hi
they
to the
didn't
highest
overthrow
three.
it with anything but the Holy Spirit. Like the Holy Spirit literally just changed people's hearts from the inside. Like these people were getting burned at the stakes and hung on crosses. Why would anyone come to Christ? Why would anyone believe in the Santa Claus? Imagine if you had to believe in Santa Claus, but as a result of it, you have to share it with everybody, and they want to kill you once you share it with them.
Okay, so why do you think that is that way that people are drawn to? Do you think that makes it right? That
I think it's the Holy Spirit, bro. I think it
seems there's
is a
something
good
that
piece of evidence, is the conversion of, you know.
But that is not evidence, you know.
That
that's
is
just a trend.
historical
That's a trend.
evidence. A
but it's
trend
not like-
is evidence.
There's
So,
historical
like,
evidence about
all
evolution.
Of his friends are dying right
Wait,
next
wait,
to him
wait,
on
wait.
the
I'm
same
actually
belief.
curious
It'd be a
about
lot
this.
Easier for him to do that.
Wait. What's the
You know what I
evidence?
Bro, dude.
What's the historical
so
evidence?
you don't want to ChatGPT it. Like, I really want you to just.
You can ChatGPT it
Use
if you want,
ChatGPT.
bro.
And I want, yeah, but like, do you avoid these things?
No, I don't avoid these things, bro. So you want me to pull it up right now? Because I'll tell you exactly what it's going to say. It's going to talk about
Yeah,
carbon
uh-huh.
dating. It's going to talk about the two main radiometric types of dating.
Yes.
Which people date rocks with potassium argon, and then they date biological life with the carbon dating. And that whole system with carbon dating is so twisted. You could take the same rock with the potassium argon dating and test it at 3 different sites. It's going to be wildly off by tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years off. It just proves to me that it's an unreliable way of dating objects. Also, think about how recent that is in history. How do you possibly reliably find out how to date something with measuring the half-life of its radiation, of its carbon and stuff like that? I mean, how do you possibly test that in the 60 years that it's existed?
I'm not a rockologist. I don't even know.
But that's the thing.
No,
You
it's
just
not,
leave it up to the people
I mean,
who
it's
invested their
not just
entire
one thing.
lives into it.
Like,
and
okay,
have
do you believe in Pangea? Do you believe in Pangea?
I wasn't there. I don't know if God used Pangea.
Obviously,
He might
yeah.
have. He might have, but
that's
but
way
dude,
before humans
you know what's
existed. That
you know what's
wouldn't
funny? If you
exist
open
here.
up a map, have you ever opened up a map and seen how they do the Pangea thing? How they stick
Yes.
how they stick everything? Did you know they cut out all of Mexico and half of America when they glue that together? And also, do you know that oceans have a floor? Do you know there's a floor
Yeah.
of the ocean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
it makes
the
no
Earth.
sense that the Earth would like Basically, what they do with the Pangea is they took all of the continents and they twisted it around in funny ways to try to stick it together to make it look like, oh look, it used to just be one big landmass. But there's absolutely no evidence. It's just like you could take a toddler and give him like puzzle pieces.
There actually is
a lot of
evolution. Yeah.
Wait, you guys are talking over each other. Okay, tell me about Pangea, bro.
I mean, you can look at how animals, like, where they are in the world.
Why would kangaroos only be on Australia if Pangea was a thing? And why are there no predators on
we're in that area already.
On New Zealand?
Oh, dude, New Zealand. Oh, dude. Wait, New Zealand.
Did I lose you?
That's like what Charles. That's what Charles Darwin he did his whole thing on that.
Yeah. Do you know about Darwin's doubt?
Yeah.
You do. The Cambrian explosion is evidence that natural selection acting on random mutation cannot account for the sudden emergence of complex animal forms, especially because 1, there's not enough time for gradual evolution to produce so many new genetic and epigenetic systems, and then 2, many Cambrian animals show no clear evolutionary precursors in earlier fossil layers.
You're gonna read the criticism part, right?
The criticism.
Hold on.
The book has been widely criticized by mainstream scientists who argue Meyer misinterprets the science of evolution and the state of the fossil record. The Cambrian explosion, while geologically sudden, still spans tens of millions of years, not proven in a lab. And transitional forms do exist, e.g. the pre-Cambrian fossils like Dickinsonia and Kimberella. Intelligent design, critics say, is not scientific theory because it lacks testability and predictive power. Bro, macroevolution lacks freaking testability and predictive power.
The thing is, you are like against all the science. Like most of the scientists, if not all, like they don't agree with the book. You could look it up.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there. Kaiser Ethan says, have you ever questioned the existence of God? And if you did, what do you think? I personally have never questioned the existence of God. I mean, like, I never doubted God's existence. I definitely thought about, like, how does an omnibenevolent God allow evil to exist? That's the number one issue that I cannot wrap my mind around. All right, so Anonymous, you're talking about an argument of authority, right? Like, if all of these people who studied science their whole lives believe this thing, how could you possibly disagree with them, right? Is that your question?
No, but the thing is, of course you can disagree with anything.
You could disagree if all of society says it's a great thing to enslave the black population, let's enslave them. You can still disagree with the majority of everyone, and you could still be right? Do you believe in relative morality or do you believe in absolute morality?
Relative.
So is there any
absolute. Morality changes throughout time as more things happen.
You said there's no absolute?
No.
Is that absolutely true?
I mean, this is all debatable.
Saying there's no absolute is a literal, it's a self-defeating thing. It's a self-defeating
There are some
sentence.
stuff we look at. There's some stuff that we think of that's like, how could that ever be in any society acceptable, you know?
Somebody puts a drug into a girl's drink, and she gets drugged, and he drags her home and rapes and murders her, and then eats her body. Is that
Bro,
absolutely? Is that so Anonymous? Is that absolutely wrong, or is that just relatively wrong because of the culture you grew up in?
That sounds absolutely wrong.
How could you enforce your morality on that person who drugged that girl, brought her home, raped her, murdered her, and then ate her? How could you?
What point are you getting at here?
My point is, you have a morality that comes from a higher law. Do you know about the trials that happened right after the Holocaust?
I think I've heard of it, but
yeah, there's these guys, Nazi high-ranking officials, who said, their case in the court of law, they had a lawyer, and the lawyer said, guys, These guys were just following orders. They were in this culture where this was the right thing to do, and they were following the law of the land, and they should not be held accountable for what they did to the Jews. And what the court decided is that there is a higher power above the laws of the land, which is the law of God. And if you break that, you deserve to die. And they killed them all. The Nazi high-ranking officials.
Wait, do you think you need to have absolute? So you're saying that you need to have absolute morality to have a functioning society?
What do you mean by that?
Like,
I'm lost
it
in
is
this whole
necessary.
conversation.
You definitely don't need to believe in absolute morality to have a functioning society. I mean, we live in America and we don't believe in absolute morality here.
But do you think? But you're saying there's some helpfulness that it brought to how we run things.
I'm confused by the way you're wording that. But,
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
What point are you making right now?
There's just some things that are absolutely wrong. For example,
There's
rape,
some things, yeah.
murder, and murder is different from killing, by the way.
Yes, 100%.
There's just some things that are absolutely wrong, you know? And how could there be something that's absolutely wrong if we're just fucking, like, evolved soup, like a biological soup? We all came from this biological soup 4 billion years ago. Why would morality even exist? Why is it wrong to take from one person to help feed my family?
We are mammals, right? We have something in our brain.
Right.
You know,
So
a lot of it
why
comes
is
from family, right?
Yeah.
That's where, because that's how evolution made us. Okay,
right? So is it wrong?
We need to take care of our family to reproduce. We have stuff in our minds. That's why we prioritize family over something else. Prioritize family over everyone else.
Yeah.
You
So is it wrong for a Viking to, you know, sail across the seas to plunder and rape and pillage, and then come back home and feed his family?
Okay, things, our morals have grown from that, right? If you're looking at like old tribes, you know, like say Native American, like you can see those people on those islands, right?
Yeah.
There's like an island near India that it's still like known. They're still like uncivilized.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like society has developed.
Yeah, there's a great book on this, and I think you'd actually love this. It's called it's the biography of a guy named John Payton, who was a missionary to the
Wait, so do you think?
Gosh, what islands was that? It was these islands where people were eating each other, and he was able to spread the gospel to them. And
Wait, so do you think our morality has come from God? Like none of it is instinctual at all.
The morality is instinctual because of our Creator. We were created in the image of God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think is I can see how we've evolved to have morality without that, right?
Right.
And you can't see it that way?
Being completely honest, there's a great argument that morality evolved for the benefit of society, that we don't steal from each other, we don't murder each other and stuff. But, I mean, our sinful nature still causes us to do that to each other. Like, it still exists, you know?
Yes.
There's still evil,
you know,
but you recognize it as
funny?
evil. It's not just, oh, this is so bad for our society. That is
funny,
morally wrong. I mean, think about this. A guy and his wife have a kid that they put in their basement, a daughter, and they raise up the daughter, and then the guy just sexually molests her and keeps her in the basement. Does that affect society negatively in any way?
Was that Joseph Fritzl or something?
That's many people throughout history did that.
It takes the benefit of that she could have given to society. It takes the benefit that whoever they're holding captive away from society.
I love that. I agree with you 100%, but it's only because she's valuable. I mean, humans are infinitely valuable because they're created in the image of God.
I think it's a funny thing to say that, like, honestly, a lot of our morality has come from the golden rule, which is kind of funny because it's like a kid's thing. But treat others the way you want to be treated. Like,
well, you know who said that, right?
Who?
Jesus Christ on the Sermon on the Mount. He said, "Do unto others as you would like to be done to you." That's literally Jesus Christ, and it transcends just everything. I mean, Jesus's teachings are why we have the society we live in today. I mean, think about all of humanity and think about what happened after the cross, bro.
Yeah, and do you see how that, like, what's the word? Slippery slope. You know, because of that, that's why so many people are still Christians today. It's been impacted so much. That's what led to why we still have religious stuff today, even though with all the science development. That's how.
Where does science
kind of how our
contradict
society is.
the Bible for you?
When Jesus walks on water,
Okay, so
when they have all the
God,
animals on boats, like, what do you mean? Of course, it contradicts science.
that does
or how
not
stuff works.
contradict science, bro. With an intelligent designer, God performs these miracles that specifically break his laws, which, by the way, you need laws in order to break the
No, it
law.
breaks the laws.
Miracle is a breaking of the law. I mean, think about it. There's a law where if you die, you're dead. 10 out of 10 people
Yes.
die. But Jesus, God
Well,
the Father, raised him up out of the ground
You can really believe anything.
as a
I mean,
miracle. To
Okay, think
prove
about
that
this.
he's God. I mean, he literally raised him from the dead, and he ascended
Spencer,
into heaven. And there's witnesses.
What would you do if you were
over
a god?
500
If you were
witnesses.
a god, what would you do?
What does that have to do with anything? I'm
Guys,
not fit
please,
to be
please.
God. Do you have any problem with the idea that everything originated from an intelligent designer who is outside of space, time, and matter?
No, I mean obviously I see how people believe that.
You understand how it's
You're
possible,
you're
right?
now.
Yes, but then you have to go deeper.
How
Explain
much
that.
deeper? What do you mean?
Well, who created the? I mean, this is such a recycled
No,
conversation.
no, no,
It's
no,
kind
no,
of-
no. This is not a recycle because you have not
alright.
thought about this enough, Anonymous. Trust me.
Okay,
Like
who
as a
created the god,
friend,
right?
right? That question proves that you're talking about a square circle that just doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
God is outside of space, time, and matter. In fact, he is the being that created space, time, and matter in which we are limited to. And that's why our brains are fixed by time, space, and matter. And we can't even comprehend what it means to look at all of eternity at a glance. God is literally outside of the system. Imagine, Anonymous, you're making a Roblox game with these AI units that are walking around, right? And
Amazing, yeah.
and you are outside of the computer, bro. And you can affect the computer in all these different ways. And this is probably not a very good analogy, but it helps you kind of grasp what it's like to be outside of a system where you can see everything happening at once. God is literally omnipotent. He's literally omniscient, which means he knows all things and can do all things. And it's no problem for an omnipotent God to create all of time, space, and matter, everything that dwells within this universe that he's created. It's no problem for him. To ask the question, where did God comes from, reveals that you do not understand who the God described in the Bible is. This is a God that is not limited by time, space, or matter.
I want to say, like, of course I can see how
Yeah.
this works, right? Of course I can see, like, you can see a lot of things. Like, you have your own thing that you say, like, what's your backup? You know, everything's a simulation. Is that what you think is second most likely?
Oh, that's much more likely than macroevolution is like literally getting a royal flush like 50 times in a row. You know, you'd start at some point, maybe on the 4th or the 5th, you'd be like, okay, this isn't luck. There's clearly an intelligent design behind, an intelligent mind behind why I'm getting these same cards every single time. You know, like when you win the lottery 10 times in a
Yeah,
row,
food chest.
people start thinking you're sus. Like
I think-
Einstein and all these people who enjoy macroevolution as an origin, they all agree. Everybody agrees. Christopher Hitchens, all the major scientists, all those people agree that the one thing that is just so strange, if we come from evolution,
Wait,
an unintelligent mind,
Wait,
is
get off the chest. I need to use the chest.
oh my bad.
Just
The
watching
number
you.
one thing that we struggle with is the absolutely astronomical low odds of winning the lottery so many times in a row. It just
Well, I
makes
mean,
no
that's-
mathematical sense.
So, are you just talking about macroevolution?
I'm talking
That's
about
lottery?
evolution as an origin. Yeah, I'm talking about evolution as an
Okay,
origin.
dude, our origin is. I've already said our origin is a miracle. Like that by itself is a
Yes,
miracle.
right, exactly.
I
A
don't think you need to
breaking
know
of
about
the laws.
macroevolution.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's wrong with two miracles then?
What do you mean two miracles?
So you're saying macroevolution? It's two.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, who's performing the miracle? Just Chance?
You know?
Is your God chance?
Yep, probably.
No, your God is nothing. Your God is
No, but
literally.
you see how
you
big
believe
space
that
is,
that
right?
nothing created all of time, space, and matter, all of the laws that govern the universe. You believe
Okay,
that
also-
your almighty nothing
My beliefs aren't set in stone. right?
exploded into the universe. So
But
where
my beliefs aren't set in stone, though.
I am-
Obviously, if I see the Judgment Day, I'm not gonna be like, oh shit, this is just bullshit. Like, obviously that, like, you know.
Bro, that's the thing though, is that we literally, like, every single human, 10 out of 10 of us die, and I don't know what you believe happened to Hitler when he died, but I believe his soul went up into whatever different spiritual realm, and dude, it got judged, bro. I think it's awaiting an even greater judgment. If we do have a creator, he's gonna hold us accountable to these morals that are set inside of our hearts, bro.
I think I already told you what, like, if you were a god, right? Is there any point of doing anything? Like, do you have emotions? Like,
Bro, you're trying to put yourself in the mind of God. Your
I know.
3-pound brain can't comprehend the almighty powerful God. But
how
looking
can you
around,
comprehend him? How
Oh
can
my
you
God.
comprehend him?
no,
Oh
I
my
don't
goodness,
comprehend. That's what I'm
oh my
saying right
goodness.
now. Like, he revealed himself in the Bible, which is a 66-book library, which tells us about him, but it doesn't tell us everything about him.
There's books for every religion. Like,
Nothing comes close to the Bible, bro. I mean, just look at the Bible, bro. Nothing even comes close. There's a reason why it's the #1 bestseller and the #1 most stolen book in the world, because it's so powerful, bro. I mean, it's literally changed the world like no other book has. It's a library, bro. There's a reason why there's not a single shred of evidence regarding evolution as an origin, and it's because it's just completely false. You know, the
dude.
Bible says people will be willingly ignorant of the truth because they do not want a God to rule over them. You know, people want to live their own lives. They don't want to be subject to another being's rules, and they want to just stimulate their nerve endings as much as they possibly can before going into the ground, you know?
Wait,
You know,
I got a question.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think the way you look at things. Okay, you can go ahead.
If we have intelligent design, why do I lay pipe and pee with the same organ?
I think it's pretty
Like, is that, like,
efficient.
a little gross?
Bro, I think it's a pretty
Alright.
efficient on my end.
Then, like, why do I eat and breathe through the same tube? Like, I could just deadass choke to death because he chose to make one.
Bro,
like,
if
you know,
if
thing.
your argument is that the human body is a bad design, that's a terrible argument that very few people agree with you with. I mean, the human body,
they
if
have,
you think
like-
about the way the heart like pumps blood throughout your body, and you can feel and touch. I mean, you really think you got this body with these eyeballs? You think you got that from a soup? Like, you think that your body just came about by natural processes that
Yeah.
it designed your thumbs and your hands? I mean, look at how wonderfully made your body is. I mean, don't
Yeah,
you
it's-
appreciate
it's
your
not
dick?
wonderfully made,
God,
it's
there's
just
a God
efficient.
who gave you a dick, bro. Like, you don't appreciate
do
this incredible
appreciate it.
body?
I do appreciate it.
Dude, I mean, think about it. Think about how insane. You know, I broke my ass back in 2021 when I fell off a cliff, and my
Oh, I thought
pelvic bone was a 1/4 inch displaced, and they gave me no drugs for healing. They just gave me opioids to stop the pain, but my body naturally just fused itself. Like, the bones just did its own thing without any surgery or anything. It's
but you know, there's
incredible. The
science to
human body is
explain that, right?
insanely beautiful.
There's science to explain everything, how it works.
Exactly.
Like, we studied it.
Exactly, Anonymous. And do you know why they can expect to find logical processes within the human body that work together?
Why?
Because
Sorry,
there's an
I'm
intelligent
trying to find
designer
what
behind it. Your body's created by a designer. Have you ever realized how different humans are from different animals? Like, we are literally the stewards of the earth. God gave us this earth to steward, and we're above every other creature in terms of intelligence, at least.
I feel like laying pipe with the same thing I pee out of is like, it doesn't need to be efficient. I'm trying to lay pipe cleanly. I mean, you know.
Do you lay pipe uncleanly?
Okay, all these.
I'm confused with that. Okay.
Listen.
Real,
All
I'm
these
not
things-
used
I would just love to hear a single piece of evidence for macro evolution. That's all I want to hear,
Dude,
bro.
there's evidence.
Give me a single
know
piece,
evidence.
bro. You guys
there's
haven't.
evidence.
You guys keep on saying there's evidence. Give me one piece of evidence, please, bro.
Especially the way you're going about this, every time you find evidence, you're gonna look up what one thing disproves that, you know?
No, well, yeah, bro. Of course I would.
And if something you already believe in, you just need to find one thing. You're
Bro, but
everything. Like,
okay,
you have to agree. This is how we're looking at things right now, right?
Right, but you're coming from very biased. You're coming from an extremely biased angle here.
Wait, okay, but if every scientist is agreeing, then why is it biased then? Like, are the
that's an argument
wrong?
from authority. That doesn't, just because everybody says jump off the cliff doesn't mean you go jump off the cliff, bro. Like, okay, I really do believe I believe that you're an atheist, or you're macro. Are you a macro evolutionist? Do you believe that you came from? Oh yeah, you already said you are.
That is not a religion.
Right, but it definitely is a religion, bro. Hey, bro, I think you ascribe to that a religion specifically because you were raised up in the faith, bro. I really do think you were raised in that faith, and you're sticking to it, bro.
I was not raised in that faith, actually.
Bro, you went to public school. Hey, did you go to public school, bro?
Yeah, I went to public
You were
school.
raised in that faith, bro. I'm sorry, but you were definitely raised in that faith.
So that goes back to what I'm saying earlier. Since I'm raised this way, right?
Yeah.
That's how we're thinking, because we think based on how we're raised. That's like 90% of. Plus, the things I was like at some point, I was Christian.
Yeah, at some point you called yourself Christian. Yeah.
I wasn't born a Christian, right?
That hit the spot.
No, nobody's born a Christian.
My family's very religious. My family was not very religious.
I was AFK.
At this point, I was very into it. I prayed every day.
This
maybe not obviously not into it.
Yeah, that's not how you get saved. You don't get saved by praying. There's a lot of Muslims out there who pray like 5 times a day, actually.
I didn't want to get saved. I was just a kid. That's just why I believed in it. And I wasn't in all the weeds and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like 10.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm curious why this conversation keeps steering back to morality when I'm trying to keep it scientific.
Well, why are we talking about? When did we talk about morality?
We're talking about morality right now.
I was talking about laying pipe.
Well, how are we talking about morality?
We're talking about morality because of like, is it just that a God would send people to hell who were raised in a different faith? That's talking about the justice of God.
No, I didn't mention it that way. I said that's like how like what you're saying, right? Is
I'm so tired.
I believe this because I was raised. You just said that.
Yeah. Because you were raised in the faith, yeah.
So how you are raised does influence.
It certainly influences, yeah. But I'm telling you right now, Anonymous, you have the choice. You literally have the choice right now to either accept the gospel or to deny the gospel. There is a God who created you, and he sent his only son, Jesus Christ, down to earth to live a perfect life, die on the cross specifically to atone for the sins of those who would believe in him, and anybody who believes in him will have eternal life and not perish and not suffer the consequence of their sins. He was raised by the dead, showing that the Father accepted his sacrifice on the cross for the sins of those who would believe him. And he is reigning in heaven right now. This is Jesus's earth. He's the king. And he was like an undercover boss coming down to earth. And if you would just have faith that he died for your sins, his righteousness can be imputed into your account, meaning when God looks at you, he won't see your filthy, disgusting, foul sins. He will see the righteousness of Christ, and you will be adopted as a son of God into his eternal family. And when you die, your soul will enter into the presence of God instead of going into hell where you'll suffer the wrath of God for all of eternity.
I do agree. You have to look at it that way if you're a Christian.
Yeah.
That's how you have to look at it. Because the thing is, you don't want the people around you to not live like this. Listen, I do appreciate like what you're saying. You know, I know what your interests are. But the things I know myself, right?
You don't think it's silly though that like everyone believes in this evolution thing, but there's no evidence for it being an origin.
Oh, but dude, I don't want to. Dude, you know there is evidence.
Bro, give me one piece. You guys, if you were raised in this religion, you should at least have one piece of evidence to give me for it.
I mean, how much they teach you about? I think you're misunderstanding how much they teach people in schools about evolution.
Bro,
I'm
I was
finding
in
a
school. They
back
tell me.
ability
They
there.
tell you about the billions of years ago when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, and no
Dude, they
humans
glossed
were
over
there.
it. Like, I don't think anyone remembers.
They gloss
exactly
over it because if you get too specific, it starts sounding really weird and really unscientific.
Oh, take that pipe, bitch. I
If
gotta
you
go.
ever come across any evidence for macroevolution,
Wait, no, the thing
please
is,
give
right,
it to
if
me, bro, because I've been searching for a long time
No,
and
no,
I
no.
can't find
I
any
could-
evidence.
I could drop a whole essay.
Bro, drop
You know.
an essay for me, bro.
I
Just
could
let
do
me
that. I could
interrupt
do-
you.
No, but I could do that. But there's
Yeah.
there's literally nothing I could do that would make you change your mind.
Oh.
Right?
No, there's. You could give me evidence. Unfortunately,
you
you
know
won't
that's
find
not how it
any,
works.
but. Yes, it is,
Well,
bro.
you're already looking at. You're
Bro,
already looking
I
at that
changed
way.
my mind on tons of things. I was raised freaking Baptist, and then I became Reformed. I was raised non-denominational, actually. But no, I was once libertarian. Now I'm a libertarian conservative. I mean, it still tracks, but I've changed my mind about a lot of things, bro. A lot of
But
things.
religion's that's something you've had your whole life. You know, it's not something you're gonna let go of.
Yeah, but that's not a true argument. That's not a reason why. You know, just because I've always believed the sky is blue.
I mean, you
doesn't
could look at
mean
it-
doesn't mean like it's wrong because I always believe the sky is blue. That's not a
you know, the
thing.
sky isn't actually blue, but
Yeah.
but
Okay.
there's like a whole thing. But
All
like,
right. Yeah.
stupid.
Okay. Just because I always thought I had 10 fingers on my hands. Now you're gonna say the thumb thing. You understand the argument, the fallacy?
Okay.
Like,
Well,
it-
what do you
it's-
think?
No, but you're saying something that like has solid evidence behind it. You know you have two eyes because you can see it in the mirror every day.
Yeah, and I know there's a designer for all of creation because every painting has a painter, every building has a builder, and it's ridiculous to say that a tornado going through a scrapyard could ever create the Eiffel Tower. If the Eiffel Tower was disassembled and left in a pile and left for a trillion, quadrillion, infinite time, it would absolutely never create the Eiffel Tower again. Because it takes
where's
an
my
order
body?
and design. And I want you to pay attention really closely here, because DNA, I'm not sure if you know about this, but it's much more complex than the Eiffel Tower. You could have all of the building parts for the Eiffel Tower in a pile, which is extremely lucky in itself, right? And then have tornadoes and all of time go by, and you will never, ever get the Eiffel Tower built by natural processes.
You know, in a
You could-
hypothetical, it's not.
you
It's
could-
not a 0% chance.
You
right?
could have, it is technically, there's a lot of zeros before the one, but yeah.
Maybe
it's-
it rounds to 0. Depends what tenths you're using.
It would definitely round to 0. Okay, be honest with me, Anonymous. Do you believe that if there's all the parts needed to build the Eiffel Tower with infinite time on Earth, it's just in a pile, do you think ever with infinite time the Eiffel Tower could be built with natural processes?
So I mean, but then you have to
Infinite
get into the
time.
weeds
Infinite
of.
time.
Infinite time.
Like
Yeah,
forever,
literally
forever? Yes,
literally
of course.
forever.
Wait, okay, but what
Everything
happens?
happens-
There is a chance it could be built, but I'm convinced infinitely it will never be built. Because there's no
Well,
builder.
So, for forever, it
Bro,
would.
but
Literally
you're going
forever.
against- You're literally going against math, dude.
Do you
Forever,
no
yeah.
no because
Zero.
because this
There's
is
no
the
zeros.
philosophical thing. Think about this. You're believing that the natural processes goes toward design and toward order. I believe that the natural processes
Coincidence.
go towards chaos and towards death. You believe that the natural processes moves
That has
towards
nothing
life.
to do with what we're saying.
Yes, it does
chances
because
are so small.
because I'm saying the
so
direction is
time,
chaos, bro.
time.
I'm saying it'll get disordered.
I mean, what are you
The
saying?
pile, the stuff will get blown far away from each other, and it'll never find each other again. It's gonna be. I mean, you literally. Do you understand what you're saying right now? Is you and don't worry, it's consistent with your belief. So I'll say that you're being consistent for sure. But you're saying the Eiffel Tower can literally be built with natural processes given enough time.
There's a chance, but it's so unlikely that.
Yeah.
like,
By the way, remember
Wait.
this hypothetical? I've been very generous in giving you all the parts of the Eiffel Tower in one place. You're saying that with DNA, like it just happened in a soup.
no,
Yeah,
but
because it had all the parts in one place. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, if you just spend enough time thinking about it, you have to start laughing. Like, it's literally ridiculous to think of something that is literally orders of magnitude more complex than the Eiffel Tower,
Well, you're
given
simplifying the
finite
process.
time. given finite time, you're saying it happened. Like, it's crazy.
Or
I mean,
what specifically happened? What specifically happened?
Life was created. Keyword created, by the way. DNA, cells, mitochondrias. I mean, have you ever thought about how for
but it
a
didn't start that
creature?
complicated. It never started that complicated.
Do you ever think about how
you
humans
can look at
have?
bacteria. It's not that complicated.
It's not that. Why have we never once been able to recreate it in a lab then, if it's not that complicated?
Because, dude, no, you're talking about like the genetic code, right? Obviously, we look at humans right now. It's such a miracle. It's like what you're saying. How we've came to to be this way.
Yeah.
It is crazy, yeah.
It's very crazy. It almost like it screams that there needs to be a creator.
But you have to understand, there is infinite space, right? Or it's not infinite, but it's expanding, right? It's basically infinite.
Yeah.
This is the one. So do you believe in extraterrestrial life? That there's
Yes,
something at
but
least out there?
not in the way you think. Not in the way you think, though.
In what way?
In the way of like demons and like angels and stuff like that.
Okay, but in the way I believe then, or not believe.
I mean, I believe when God created the heavens
well.
and the earth, that the heavens are, you know, the freaking the heavens.
So if
What'd you say, Anonymous?
I got distracted. I was looking to say something.
Dude, I'm so awake right now. I'm so ready to have this conversation for the next 5 hours, bro. I'm loving this, dude. Bro, I just want, dude, just Google or something, Anonymous. Google.
Give me one evidence.
Bro,
Dude, okay,
please Google it. Google it.
Can we talk?
Yeah,
do
go
you
ahead.
think that every single scientist have like a secret agenda, like ordered by the government?
Wait, I can't hear you with the other guy talking over you.
Do you think every single scientist has some kind of like hidden? It's like what?
Dude, I'm telling you, unfortunately, and I hate to say this because this doesn't sound like logical, but I honestly do think it's Satan, bro. Like it's a clear,
Okay,
it's a veil over the eyes, bro. Like being completely honest. I mean, why is there literally no evidence?
If you're gonna say that,
right? And that's not part of my argument. That's my personal opinion, which is very different than my argument.
No, that is part of your argument. That every scientist, when you look at every single science, you say there's not a single piece of science because you're saying they're all all in bad faith, right?
No, I'm serious. Give me a single piece of evidence.
I can give you all the evidence in the world, and you would never believe
Please give me one. I'm just asking for one. Give it to me, bro. Give it to me. Come on.
You've looked it up, and you've already been like, yeah, that's kind of bullshit. That's what you think.
Bro, if there was these mountains of evidence, you could get me on something, bro. Come on. Something. Give me one thing. Come on.
Okay, okay, well, let's look at it this way, right? You think all the AI models are cooked because they're feeding information to these AI models and they do believe it, right? They'll say it's likely, right?
No, the AI models know it's false, bro. They know the evidence.
No, they will say it's likely. They know.
No, bro.
What?
It's way more likely that it's all a simulation because they themselves have been created by a creator. The AI are probably going to be creationists, bro. I'm being completely honest. If they are not influenced by somebody telling them they have to be evolutionists, that everything happens from natural processes.
What do you want me to put in ChatGPT?
It's just where the logic goes, bro. Put whatever you want into ChatGPT.
So you do think it's cooked, right? Because you think they've been fed false information.
I think ChatGPT has been proven to say whatever answer pleases the user. If I were to ask it questions, it would please whatever my ideology is.
I can go on a private tab.
No, go on your own. No, go on your own.
But then we want it to be unbiased, right? We want it to be unbiased.
You haven't talked to it about creationism yet, right?
No,
All right, you do that. I'm gonna use the bathroom. Chat can hear you, so you can talk to chat. I'll be right back. I just need to take a fat piss. I'll be right back.
Talk to you. I'll wait for you.
Hey, chat.
Where are you guys?
Isn't it crazy that we're all here because our parents got laid?
You dipped out the argument, bro.
What?
You dipped out. It's kind of funny.
No, there's no winning when he throws logic out of the he doesn't if his mind was able to be changed, it would have been changed years ago.
Yeah, I know.
But I respect it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, as long as you don't half-ass it, you know.
He put in the time, obviously. If I put in the time against them, then we'd be here forever.
No, I mean, like, if somebody was like religious, and they're committing all these sins. Just at least Tenoshi, you know, he's mostly staying true to what he believes.
I just want him to stay true to what he believes. I don't want him to stay true to what other people believe. I want him to stay himself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
All right, I'm back, bro. What's the argument?
Okay, wait. Let me put. Okay, is there any concrete evidence that macroevolution exists? Do you want me to put that?
Well, evolution is an origin. I mean, there's absolutely zero evidence for macroevolution. Yeah.
So can I put that too?
Sure, but there's literally
So,
no
like,
evidence
you're like
for
asking
macroevolution.
for like evidence that.
Well, okay, but
there
okay,
was-
I put in this. Is there any concrete evidence that macroevolution exists? And it says yes. There's a substantial evidence supporting the idea of.
Let's take it
you're
one by
still
one.
that. Okay, at this point, we both agree that you think that every scientist has been, you know, doing their stuff in bad faith, or they've been misguided.
No, absolutely not. There are so many creationist scientists. And I don't believe things just because other people believe things. That's kind of gay and retarded to do.
100%.
Yeah.
But these are scientists here. That's their job to be correct. To do as much, like you know what goes behind the scenes, right? It's not just, hey, I think it's this.
But would you really like?
Well, let's go home. Let's go home. So we could focus. Yeah, but okay. So, do you think the creationists have concrete evidence of what they believe? But we both agree that this is faith, right?
Yes,
you are
it's
faith.
both
there's
religions.
No evidence,
yeah, it's both
right?
religions. Yeah. Well, yeah, because historical science is just that. It's historical. It's not the same as like observe. It's not. You can't observe the past if there's no video evidence.
How could you tell people that you are for sure certain that God exists, and you can tell them like they need to switch to be saved? Like if you know it's not, if there's no concrete evidence.
Yeah, that's leaning into the spiritual side of things, and I don't think. I mean, are you interested
vibes.
in? It's vibes.
It is just vibes.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a clown, and I didn't know the ant had an inventory.
So, Anonymous, think about, like, do you kind of understand why I'm sort of ticked off that the U.S. government uses tax dollars to teach a state-funded religion of macro-evolution?
I want you to think about this way, right? I can see from your perspective, of course I can see that. But,
yeah.
You know, here's a comparable thing, right?
Yeah.
You telling people not to use the Lord's name in vain, and I'll respect it because I'm in your space.
Yeah.
This is your space.
Yeah.
And I do respect the fact that you're not half-assing this, right?
Right.
You know.
You're not being like, oh, because in your point of view, and this is literally just factually correct. You are damning God if you use.
Right.
That's like the worst thing you could say. It's worse than the N-word.
Dude, facts, bro.
You know.
So, look, if Christianity is true,
I do respect the fact that you go so far and actually, and you also know like sometimes you might be caring about it, right?
Right. No, totally,
right?
totally.
So how I think about that from your perspective is like what you think about trans people and using their pronouns.
Yeah.
I just want to use that like that's a comparable thing.
Dude, true.
That's like when you look at a dude, I'm like, at least try a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Put on some makeup.
Right.
You know? But like all these people just
give
look
me
like,
some sort of plausible deniability, yeah.
Anyway, do you want to talk any more about that?
Dude, I would love to keep on talking about it, bro.
Oh.
Okay, I think he's a little.
It's
he's
taking a
done,
little
bro.
bit. It's a little.
I think we should talk.
Bro, I just want
liked
so
it for a while, but I'm just so tired.
No, don't worry, bro. You can mute and deafen if you
just
want to, bro.
tired.
But anonymous.
No, it's not what I meant. I'm so sorry.
No. It's all right, bro. It's all right.
Person.
It's just anonymous. I was yearning for this evidence because I want to change my mind, bro.
Oh,
like,
dude.
I was just yearning for this evidence that you have, bro. So let's hear it, bro.
I mean, I'm not looked into this.
Yeah.
Like.
No, and a lot of people haven't, bro. It's kind of sad, yeah.
Yeah, but have you looked into it?
I've looked into it, bro. Trust me, man. I've looked into it. So give me that first piece of evidence. Let's not get distracted.
Okay. Let me
look at that evidence, bro.
I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I'll just look at the one thing on each one, like the header. So fossil record.
All right, what about it? Do you want me to explain to you?
Fossils?
There are no transitional fossils.
And why is that?
And it's because God created each according to their own kind. Bones will get warped in certain conditions under the ground, and you can and some of the transitional quote-unquote skeletons that they've found of dinosaurs and different things, have been proven time and time again throughout history that they're taking bones
Also,
from different animals and sticking them together to make a new thing.
Oh wait, so you do not believe in dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs are absolutely factually living in the same timeline as humans.
So you don't think they're like millions of years old, like Cretaceous?
No, definitely younger than
Just-
10,000 years old. That's why we find dinosaurs
So
with
years-
living like not living, but skin tissue.
I mean,
we still
I
find
could go
skin.
into that. I could look up that too, and it's like it's just gonna be supporting what I believe, and you know that.
Exactly. That's why we got to use
I'm
our
not-
own brains, bro.
I'm not
We gotta
gonna
use
say
our own
up with
brains.
authority. I'm not gonna say that makes me right. I'm just saying like what are you trying to say that give you factual evidence? Everything I'm gonna look up is gonna point to facts.
Right, but give me one piece of evidence in support of macroevolution.
What one piece of evidence that you can't like
Yeah,
find
that,
something to deny it with?
Well, it's not about finding a thing to deny it with. It's just one thing of evidence that you actually like are encouraged as an evolutionist. Like this evidence is why you believe in it. Is it the fossil record? Is that why you believe in it?
Oh no, that's not why I believe in it.
All right. So
I think
I'm ready,
conceptually
bro.
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And we both agree it makes a lot of sense, but that's on a micro scale.
Well, it's observable
bigger
on the
scale.
micro scale, right? It's observable.
Yes.
So I wish I could come up with an analogy right now for why that's kind of lunacy to just say, look back billions of years. I mean, how do you have... I mean, one argument that I'm surprised you guys haven't mentioned yet is starlight coming from billions of light years away, I'm surprised you guys haven't mentioned the starlight, because that's a really good piece of evidence for the Earth being billions and billions of years old, is that we're getting...
And why is that
Yeah.
a bad piece of evidence?
No, I said that's a good... Did I misspeak? My bad. I said that's an
No,
incredible...
you said good, but what would you use against that?
I would just say that there's
Screw
no
that.
way to... We know for a
Light is
fact that
way
light is
transferred
not a
billions of years
constant.
away.
We just know that light in a vacuum is not a constant.
Well, I mean, but you know the speed of light. That you believe in that, right?
Right, I believe in the speed of the light, but there's no way to
And how
say
light
that throughout
travels.
the universe it's a constant. There's just no... That's
Okay,
just not true.
the thing is, Tenoshi, I really do think that, because I've a bunch of predictions, right?
Okay.
Is this
I do
leather
believe
done
that
yet?
there's going to be a huge war
Aw.
between religion and AI in the future. I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
And I also do believe that there's going to be a lot less, like with the advancement of technology, religion's going to die down even more.
Yeah.
As it already has. There's kind of a resurgence going on because the fucking liberals ruined it, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
The thing I hate most about liberals is that they kind of like made religion come back really like because they're just using religion for stuff that I don't even think you agree with, right?
Like,
They're just using it as a tool
like
for
what?
their political arguments.
Mm-hmm.
I think Republicans are using religion as a tool for their arguments, which is like you have to separate those two. Do you
Yeah,
believe in that?
it's not
You
about
have to separate-
it's not about separating them. It's just being able. You just can't use the Bible like you've noticed in this conversation. I haven't used the Bible to try to convince you that
Yes,
there's
yeah.
a designer. Like I didn't say,
'Cause
oh,
you know that's not
there's
gonna
a
work.
designer because Genesis 1:1 says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." Like I'm not trying to convince
Yeah.
you that the Bible is the infallible word of God. That's something that you absolutely need to take on faith. And there's no, I mean, there's evidence to say that the prophecies in the Bible have of course come true, but that's something completely different. What I'm trying to say is
Bro,
the
I mean-
politicians should be using exobiblical, I believe if you're going to have truth, you don't need the Bible to prove truth, The law of gravity can be discovered outside of the Bible. That's called exobiblical because it's outside of the Bible. So I try to use exobiblical evidence when talking about creationism because I think if what I believe is true, I should be able to tell you everything of why it's true without using God's word.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, have you guys disagreed with? I mean, I guess you've disagreed with a lot, but what specifically have you disagreed with me about? Like, do you disagree that this Earth would require an intelligent designer?
Yeah.
I mean, it just blows my mind when you walk outside and see all the trees and the birds and like your mom and your dad or your girlfriend or whoever.
I think
you just think
that
like,
goes back
oh wow,
again.
that bowl of soup really blessed me. Like that bowl of soup really gave me a good
I
life.
think this goes back again to the miracle aspect of life, because it is a miracle. And when you put something, when you know that life is a miracle,
Yeah.
you have to think that a miracle happened. You can also like look at a lot of science and see how religion came into play, right?
100%. Yeah, science would not exist without Christianity because
psychological
the
reasons
scientists,
why
all the
that
major
happens.
scientists of history all believed in God, and they believed that God was a God of order and not a God of chaos, and that there's rules and certain laws that govern the universe. And if there's a law,
do you-
there's a lawgiver. You know, laws
think there's
don't
any
just make
coincidence?
themselves up. Like all the natural processes, everything around us is decaying and dying. Like how could you possibly believe that life comes from chaos and like disorder? That you believe the universe birthed itself out of literally nothingness.
Dude, what the?
I mean,
where's
think
this
about
orb weaver?
how that crazy that is. Like, do you believe matter's eternal, or do you believe it created itself? Like, who is your God? Your God is literally nothingness. But guys, I'm seriously like, I'm so ready to be like converted into your guys' religion. I want to know more about this.
But you know you're not. You know you're not.
Bro, but I'm curious,
not.
bro. I want to hear about the evidence. I want to hear about the mountains of evidence, bro, of why you choose to believe it. I mean, like, do you guys just take it fully on faith that all the scientists are doing God's work or nothing's work?
I mean, there's so many parallels with this, right? Like you can. This is how
They're
flat
not doing
earthers.
anybody's work. They're not even doing nothing's work. They're doing their own work. You know what I mean?
Like this is how flat earthers appear, right?
No.
They think every scientist is part of some scheme. Like that is true.
Right. I don't believe they're part of a scheme. I think they're willingly ignorant, and I think they have their own careers to like worry about. But I really don't think a lot of them think enough about it. One question I'd love for you guys to answer is: do you know one way that macro evolution has benefited society? Can you think of one way that the science of macro evolution has benefited society?
Well, okay. So do you think there's like a hidden motivation?
No,
That would
I mean
benefit
maybe
society.
maybe Satan has something, but I mean Hitler certainly was motivated by macro evolution. You know, he was trying
100%.
to do the Earth a favor by
That's how we.
exterminating
I mean,
the
what do
inferior
you think?
races.
But what do you think about how we breed chickens and make?
Quote unquote, not what I
Like-
believe, by the way. I believe we're all one human
Like,
race.
What do you think about how we've made chickens? We've made cows. We've bred them
Yep.
to make the most meat. That's like what
Exactly.
we've
I have a
done.
question. Have we ever bred two
think that's
chickens
bad.
together and gotten a new chicken? Not a new chicken, of course we have, but
It doesn't
something
just
that's not a
happen in,
chicken.
Like, one big jump, though.
No.
It happens,
Exactly.
Like, slowly over time, step by step.
Exactly, and
I mean,
that's the
humans-
faith part. That's the faith, is that you believe on faith that if you turn back the clock long enough, we all have common ancestors. That's a religion.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? Because you say microevolution, right?
Uh-huh.
It makes sense because you can see the little connections,
it's
right?
literally observable. No, it's not just
But
seeing
you-
the little connections. It's not guessing. It's literally observable. We've created all these new dog species of pugs and chihuahuas and Great Danes and golden retrievers. All of that is man interfering within the biological systems.
being
Like,
attacked.
we are literally
It means
breeding
it's
them.
possible, though.
And we've done it with chickens and we've done it with cows, but we've never created a new kind of animal from breeding
Oh, we
two
have.
of the same.
We have.
Not-
Wait. We've created new animals, though.
This is where the English language is kind of failing us just a tiny bit, because what do you mean by we've created a new kind of animal? I understand we've made chickens from chickens, and we've made dogs from wolves, and we've
So
made
is a mule not a different type of animal?
a mule is definitely, a different kind of
it all
animal. Yeah.
depends. Like, are you trying to get into like the specifics of it, like a new genus or a new species or a new like what?
That's the thing. The
What specific are you looking
classification system doesn't help us
they
out
are
here.
very
but
broad.
I'm
They're very
talking.
broad.
I'm talking about getting literally a fish that has legs that it can walk around on land. You know.
Yeah, but you know
Something
it's
like
not.
that.
Within
That's,
one
but that's
child
not.
from
That's not how
parent to
far it
child?
jumps. It doesn't jump that far. It's
That's
smaller.
not how macroevolution
That's how macroevolution
works,
works.
though.
Right, but-
Macroevolution is
so you-
microevolution. Like, why are you saying?
Right. You understand we will never ever observe macroevolution because it's false. Like we will never observe.
Maybe because it's not in our
your
lifetime.
Right, your
you're saying
religion.
that.
It's sounding so religious. It's sounding very, very religious. You're saying, don't worry. Like in another lifetime, far off in the future, we'll be able to look back and observe the macroevolution.
Well, I mean,
there's
there's
no
no other
evidence
lifetime.
supporting that. It's all just a
what?
guess, and it's all a guess, and it's all theoretical. Can you give
Well,
me
I mean-
one piece of evidence that would support that macroevolution?
so if
does
our
exist?
theory is that stuff happens over a long period of time, longer than we can comprehend,
Yeah.
then obviously you don't believe. Like you, obviously there's not going to be like we're gonna be able to witness it firsthand. Doesn't mean it's not true because it's.
Right, that's religion. Yeah. Just because you didn't witness the creation at the beginning of the heavens and earth, doesn't mean it's not true. That's religious.
I mean, so do you think like the Bible contradicts anything in the real world?
the Bible actually contradicts a lot of things in the real world. I mean, according to what we believe.
And how's that happened?
The Bible and the world are at opposites. They're literally at opposites. For example, the world believes in macroevolution, and the Bible specifically goes against that.
Okay, well, then we're gonna go back to
Creationism.
that.
I hate to like sound repetitive, but I would
Yeah.
literally love nothing more than a single piece of evidence that proves macroevolution true.
Yeah, but like, I guess we just disagree on what evidence means.
No.
think-
You haven't given me any evidence
No,
though.
we do.
Give me one piece of evidence,
But
please.
every day I look up, you found something to contradict.
No.
it, right?
We've only talked
your
about
win?
one. You've only given me one thing, which is the fossil
We're
record.
talking about many things. Are we talking about just now when we started the chat?
Alright,
Obviously, but
How
we
about
talked
how
many things.
everything has a structure of limbs that are for two different like tasks? For example, like how we have 2 arms and 2 legs, or
Yeah.
how birds have 2 wings and 2 legs.
Yeah.
Like that's proof of macroevolution. We come from like the same structure.
What I see from that evidence is that there's a common designer. That's what I see from that. I mean, there's nothing in the DNA that would suggest that we came
I
from
mean,
the
if
same.
he was all-knowing and all-powerful, why would he make everything look the same?
Because he enjoys that. I mean, who are you to say to God like, oh, you should design everything different? I mean,
But
he certainly
he's
did give
from
us.
out of this universe. He doesn't have emotion.
He does have emotions. He's certain. I mean, we were creating God's image. He's not like. I don't know what you're picturing for God, but
Yeah, but if
I
he has
picture the
emotions, he's not
Yahweh
all-powerful.
described in the Bible, and he certainly does have emotions. He gets angry when he sees evil, when he
Alright,
sees
my bad,
people
I'm
getting
sorry.
raped, when he sees
He could have
children
emotion.
being
I
starved to
wasn't
death.
knowing on that.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, what do you imagine when you imagine God? Do you believe in? Do you just imagine like nothingness?
Yeah. Like just.
So
like a
how did
being, I
that?
guess,
Just
like
explain to
an
me
aura.
how that nothingness created like everything to the point where you and I are playing on this computer together. Like I'm genuinely
I don't
confused on what you
in it.
believe.
That's, like I don't imagine it making.
Okay,
sense. I don't
Tony,
believe
what
in it.
stops you from believing in the, the simulation theory?
Just my faith in Christ. I mean, I believe in a religion.
Okay, then.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Well,
What I'm trying to convince you both of tonight in this conversation
That
is
there's no proof
specifically
that-
is that
of macroevolution.
is that evolution as of an origin is indeed a religion by every single definition and meaning of the word. It is.
No, religion means
Inarguably
powerful
a
being
religion.
created the world.
That's not what a
Oh my
religion is.
goodness.
That's not what Confucius.
let
Do
me
you
Google
believe in?
religion.
Do you believe
Oh,
Confucianism
I mean, we can't.
is a
Let me
religion?
agreed religion. The belief in worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially a god or gods.
Yeah, that's your nothingness right there that created the heavens and earth, bro.
Yeah, but that's not a superhuman power if it's nothing.
That is superhuman. I mean, think about it. It created like you and me. Like that's pretty superhuman if you think about it.
We're just disagreeing on definitions now. I mean,
True.
is atheism a religion? No. Okay, well that's different. Let me look.
Well,
Is
atheism just means you do not
evolutionism
believe in a god.
a religion? I mean, the thing is, here's the thing, right? Here's the bottom ground. Like, I can look up anything you like. Most stuff I look up will support what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna disagree with it. So I can literally look up anything.
Do you understand? I'm using my brain to disagree with it, though, right? Like, have you used your brain at
you-
all
but
to
you-
examine
you
these
are very
arguments?
biased. You are very biased. You know that.
Right, but do you understand that? I mean, have you personally looked at these things intently and
yes,
thought about them?
I've thought about like evolution a lot. Like, this is how it works. I saw a video
Yeah.
where there's like a gotcha moment because the atheist was debating a
Yeah.
religious person
Yeah.
or a Christian. And they said like, you know, like a gotcha moment for the religious people, like against
Yeah.
the atheists.
Right.
So they
So
were like,
what was the gotcha moment?
okay, so I think it was like, okay, my memory might fail me. It was like, if Adam and Eve, do you believe there's like two humans, right? Or did it start with two humans? Okay, it was like, all right, if you believe in evolution, then humans must have came from somewhere, right?
Uh-huh.
And then how much people did it come from? And the atheist said two. And it's like, oh, that's Adam and Eve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, but that guy got out because he didn't say anything.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm scared.
But in our theory, right, like, it doesn't there was no like first two humans, right? Like it evolved from monkeys to a
Right,
part
but
where it's
how-
too similar.
how
It
would
just- it just
mus-
keeps
how
going.
would-
It's micro, right? It's micro. So it gets eventually to the point where it's like, oh, these are very distinctly human,
Uh-huh.
right?
And
So
what was the gotcha
so
moment?
It's kind of hard.
I just fucked that
No, the
scorpion up.
gotcha moment
Oh,
was
God.
the person saying, "Hey, how many people?" So if you believe in evolution, then how many humans were there in the beginning? Like, where did we
Yeah.
all come from? He said two.
Yeah.
And he said Adam and Eve, right? That was the gotcha moment.
Yeah. And what does that prove?
The gotcha moment was for you guys, right?
Right, but what does it prove that we all came from two humans?
Well, that's not a gotcha because in our theory, right? It's not two. It's hard to just distinguish. Oh, we came from two specific humans, right? There weren't two humans, like, because you see microevolution, right? Do you use microevolution to understand why like we came from monkeys? Because that's not that far-fetched, right? It's not like we came from fish.
I understand with the being completely intellectually honest, I could see a reality where apes and humans came from a common ancestor. I could see that.
Yes, so you can see that, right?
Definitely.
So the thing is, you can't just say, oh, since we came from two humans, and that has to be Adam and Eve, and someone created that.
Hey,
Because
buddy.
theoretically, it would be we came
Hey,
from
man.
a monkey, and the process was so slow that eventually it became like similar to what we are. But there's no like there's no like specific. Oh, these are the first two humans.
No,
You can
there
even see
are two humans, Adam and Eve, who all of mankind came from.
Yeah, but, like,
Where's the
just
gotcha
in our
moment?
theory. Well, okay, I have to look at the video again, but this literally was the gotcha moment.
Yeah,
And what do you think about that moment?
I think there's nothing wrong with that. I'm confused on what the purpose of saying that there's an Adam and Eve, what that accomplishes.
What? I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
I think I am. I think I am misunderstanding.
You said it multiple different ways.
But what
Okay,
is that
I saw a
accomplishing
video
again?
Okay,
From a Christian.
so what he meant to say is that evolution points to there not being just two ancestors, and they're saying that there is Adam and Eve, which is only two ancestors.
So
therefore
I
it's
thought
contradictory.
the atheist was stupid for saying two, because that means he doesn't conceptually understand what evolution is in the first place. He's just he is just a stupid person.
Well, no.
He's like-
But
he's like,
you're
"My mom
misunderstanding.
and
No, he's just
dad."
being honest. No. He's just being honest because science literally proves that we're all related. Literally, all you have to go back is something like 14 generations back, and you can be related
like
to
we're- that's
literally
like a
every
family
person on
circle,
Earth.
Not even like a family tree. Like,
Yeah.
you know what
I mean that's literally genetically provable that you only have to go back like maybe 14 generations and you can be connected to literally every single human on Earth. I mean that's just
Yeah, but
facts. It contradicts
Yeah, but
with
that's not Adam
evolutionists,
and
I'm
Eve.
sure, but no, but we are all descended from we all share ancestors. I mean that's just proven.
Yes, 100%.
We're humans.
Okay, think about conceptually, right? If we were to evolve from monkeys, right, it would be Because we've literally seen old humans. Wait, what do you think about when they show you old humans? Like the cavemen, basically.
Right,
And they
with
look,
with
like,
all the
pretty similar.
elongated the elongated
Also,
freaking eyebrow ridges and stuff like that.
what do you think about that?
I think that, dude, that makes perfect sense. If there were people living 800 years, like the Bible says, 800 years old, that makes perfect sense that you're going to find people with elongated eyebrows and different things like that. Also, in modern day in Africa and even in China recently, they've done different things to mutate the bones grow depending on how you squeeze them. You can squeeze them certain ways to get different shapes, and it's pretty easy to even get those weird shapes today if you mutilate yourself in different ways.
So,
Like,
do
have you
think
heard of
we
the
came from
Chinese
those
foot
people?
binding?
Oh shit, you wanna help me, dude?
Oh yeah, what's over here? Oh shoot! Oh yo, this is crazy.
Like, you know those early, like, onset of humans, like, we could breed with them. Like, if they were here right now, we could breed with them.
Yeah, you're talking about like Neanderthals and stuff.
Yeah, Neanderthals.
Yeah,
Do you think but you don't think we came from those, right?
no, I believe those are our ancestors. I believe those are just old humans, bro.
So that's what Adam and Eve look like?
No, I wouldn't say that's what I would say Adam and Eve both lived pretty freaking old, so they probably did look really weird and their bone structures look crazy.
But did they look like the Neanderthals? Were they Neanderthals?
I
Oh, dude,
wouldn't.
there's an orc wave. Guys, come back.
Wait, no,
Bro.
it's over here, bro. It's over here.
Oh, I'm good then. See you
yeah.
guys. Have fun, guys.
But bro,
Come here, bish.
the question like is ignoring my like the philosophy at which I'm coming from, or like my philosophy of origin, I guess you could say, which is we're like all humans are related. Like I don't
we
think
are all related.
Yeah, but I don't believe we're related with monkeys and apes, bro.
I mean, we didn't actually specifically come from monkeys. Actually, it was like.
I mean, we're taking an assumption that if you have any DNA that's similar to other creatures, that you're related to them. That's a completely fabricated like assumption that has no evidence supporting
Sorry,
it.
can you repeat yourself?
Like the assumption that if you have similar DNA to another creature, like for example, humans.
Wolf Rider.
Oh crap! Oh, my buggy's knocked out.
Oh.
Dang, I gotta go save it.
Okay, yeah, 100%. If that was the sole reason, right? If that was the sole thing, of course you can look at one evidence and be like, that's not enough to prove me. You
Well,
know?
no,
It's
no,
like
it's not evidence
everything with
though.
development, right?
Wait, what are you saying is evidence? That all humans
I
are
mean,
related?
So,
Oh my gosh, this is
I mean, what
intense.
would you think evidence?
Say it again. Oh my gosh, I have to save
okay.
my spider in this condition, bro. Okay.
You have a spider?
No, not my spider. I meant the. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm running away. I'm running away. I'm running away. I'm running away. Okay, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm gonna need someone to save me.
Don't leave me like this.
Can you save me in that amount of time?
I'm trying to save myself. I'll try to get to you. I'm trying to get to you
Oh
right now.
man. 20 seconds. Oh no.
You're all of a sudden.
Oh hoops. Hoops.
Max, you gotta
Hoops.
He's sneaking up on me right now.
No, no. Dude, I'm cooked.
Blocked, cooker.
I'm just gonna give up. I'm just gonna kill myself. This is crazy. All right.
Nearest outpost.
Give
Still
me the
300
best
centigrades.
argument for Darwinian evolution as an origin of life matter. Okay. It says number one,
Oh,
chemical
giant
evolution, abiogenesis, is plausible given the early Earth conditions. Prebiotic chemistry demonstrates that amino acids, nucleotides, and other building blocks of life can form naturally from simple molecules, methane, ammonia, water, etc., with energy sources like lightning or UV radiation. Classic experiments like Miller-Urey in the 1953 and later ones show that organic molecules can spontaneously form in early Earth-like conditions. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How does anyone know what early Earth-like conditions are?
Bruh.
How does anybody know what early Earth-like conditions are?
Do you think humans can look at like rocks?
Yeah, humans can
what
look
do
at
you-
rocks. Yeah,
Do you think we can look at like the layers of the Earth, right?
yeah. It all formed during the flood, by the way.
Okay, well,
Yeah, like you just like we can't like keep going at this, you know?
But for real, think about it. How could anybody know what the Earth looked like? Suppose it's billions of years old. How would anybody know what an early Earth-like condition is? Does,
Wait,
anyone,
it's
does
all
anybody have evidence?
I mean, when you're looking at that, that's estimation, right?
That's a lot of estimation. That's correct. Yeah. It's a
I
lot.
mean,
That's a
you're
fancy way of saying
Omnipotent
guessing.
God, though.
It's a
I
fancy way of
think-
saying guessing. What'd
No,
you say?
guessing is literally random. You're
You're like
picking number
estimating
1
like
to
a
5.
whole god, though. Like,
Well, I'm very upfront about being religious in the sense of I'm taking the Bible at its word, and I've put my faith and trust in the Bible. But the Bible doesn't guess about God. The God of the Bible is it's very specific what he's like.
Do you think like if you argued with a flat earther that had like a ton of like preparation, like you would lose that argument?
No, the
And
flat
you wouldn't
earthers,
actually lose, but he would be like, you would think he got you and said no.
bro. All I gotta do is take him on an airplane ride, bro. It's very clear from observable.
No, but these
world
guys
around us.
are
Earth on an
crazy.
airplane.
These guys are crazy, bro.
But so have I been unreasonable?
So I don't think you're crazy. I don't
no,
think
but
you're
but
crazy.
it's but
I
but
think-
but listen to me here. Have I been
I don't think I
unreasonable in
can
our
convince you.
conversation?
yeah.
Well, you did say that you think every scientist is the devil, bro. It's some devil.
Bro,
is going on
that's
behind
see,
the
that's an ad hominem, brother.
No, you said
you're
Wait, you said have I been unreasonable? That's what you said in our conversation.
right. I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
it's because
That-
you asked specifically for my opinion on why I think, you know, you asked for
Yeah,
my
yeah, why
personal
you-
opinion
why I think
outside of my
every
argument,
scientist is
and I
wrong.
told you, like, low key, I personally believe it's Satan who's behind why every scientist is like willingly
I mean,
ignorant of the evidence and the
religion is your
overwhelming
personal opinion.
evidence.
Religion
But-
is your personal opinion. So I mean,
Right, yeah, and that's why I've tried to lay out the facts, and I've tried to ask you time and time again for evidence. You haven't given me a single
I've
piece of evidence.
said a lot of things that you've debunked.
So
right?
so name
Everybody's debunked.
one piece of evidence for the macroevolution.
I mean, the thing is, when you say
No,
evidence, like,
whenever
you don't
we
just-
whenever we say piece of evidence, you just say, "Oh, it's common designer," or you say something else. Like we said, how things could have 2 wings and 2 legs, or 2 arms and 2 legs.
Oh, this
That's
is
your
not
evidence.
ad
That's your evidence for evolution as an origin. You believe
Yeah,
because so many things have 2 arms and 2 legs that we all have common ancestor with bananas. Like that makes no sense. I'd understand if you were trying to argue all mammals come from a common ancestor or all
We share
reptiles
DNA
come from
with
a
mushrooms.
Sharing-
We share DNA with some random mushroom in the freaking. I forget it. I
And
forget which.
why
mushroom,
does
but, like,
sharing DNA
some-
make you an ancestor? Why does
Guys, let's
how does
sleep,
that
let's
prove
sleep,
that
sleep.
you're an ancestor?
Can we sleep?
Because
that you
since we
share
have a
an
common
ancestor?
ancestor, it means that.
Don't you sleep? Sleep, Tenoshi.
I'm already wait, am I not doing it anymore?
Not today, but sleep. One of you.
Oh, my bad.
clicking it. I clicked it like 10 times. This
But
shit's
how's
so
that?
funny, dude.
How's that ad hominem though? Like, if I'm, because I asked you, like,
Oh well,
How
the
do you
ad
think
the
it-
ad hominem is saying, Phil, you when I present evidence to you from scientists, you tell me that the scientists are like Satan-filled devil worshippers, and that
No,
they're
I'm
all
saying,
working
why
for
does
Satan.
every scientist agree that evolution?
Every
happen?
scientist does not. That's actually
Alrighty.
not
No,
true. That every
but
scientist.
90%. Like, this is this is like the one job in the field that you have to be like,
Why is
can't
there a
be
snail
making up
inside
shit.
our house?
do not kill a snail. If you kill a snail, the shell will be stuck there forever, and we can't
Alright,
get rid of it.
guys, hop on Rogoon. Hop on Rogoon.
So
Oh,
I have
show
I have
you
a
these and
question.
I'm sucking
I have a
at you.
question.
Yep.
Is bestiality wrong if the animal enjoys it?
I believe so. Oh, yeah, I still believe so.
And
But
why
okay,
is that? Are you appealing
having
to a
sex
higher
with
power
a-
of some sort?
Toshi, is having sex with a little kid immoral if they enjoy it?
Yes, it is.
If you condition them to enjoy it.
Yes, it is. It's
But
absolutely
they're
wrong.
both having fun. You're both having fun. I'm not like trying to argue for that. But like,
Alright,
what are you trying to
alright,
say
bro,
about
stop.
bestiality? Like, what are you
You're on
trying to say about
Bro,
bestiality?
you're on
dude?
stream, stop. Nah, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Obviously, it's horrible. It's like, wait, what point are you trying to make with bestiality?
I'm trying to prove to you that there's a higher power with there's absolute morals
Morality.
in the universe.
I put my putter plug.
I don't know, man. I think you also need to understand that, like,
that.
I also think you need to understand that, like, we're all very biased in how we live and what we think is
100%
acceptable. Like,
true.
another society literally could have the complete opposite moral. They'll just be like second nature to them, you know. In our eyes, our morals are good. A lot of the more
That's my
obvious
old
stuff.
account. Wait,
but,
hold on.
you know?
What?
Do you want to change the topic, bro? I mean, like,
I guess what I really want at the end of the day is just for you to
It's
admit
one
that macroevolution, evolution as an
Stoneman
origin is a religion. I guess that's
2000.
what I want. That's what I want to hear from you guys.
well, I mean, what's the definition of religion?
I'm so sorry. I put the wrong one. I'm so sorry.
Faith system.
I'm a brick.
But that's not the definition. Like, you could literally look up what the definition of religion is.
I would say I'm using the definition that's a
Wait, let me-
particular system
sorry, let me see.
of faith
Let me
and
see.
worship.
But I don't worship this. Like,
Well, there
not
are
worship. I
certain
don't think
things.
of- I
Do
rarely
you
think
agree
about
that
it.
you worship certain things? Maybe it's jacking off. Maybe it's like pleasing your penis. Maybe it's
I do
pleasing
not
your
worship jacking
parents. Are you the center of your own universe?
I am.
Do you create
conscious
your
in my
own
mind.
morals?
I have my own morals, yes, and they're different than you. Probably in some ways, yes, and you have morals that are different from other Christians. So
Sure.
yeah,
I
mean,
believe
okay.
that evolution is a religion. I do believe it's a religion of faith.
I can say
belief.
I have faith in scientists.